Welcome back to Cold Opal. We're finally cutting opal. I just can't believe it. But the day has finally arrived. We're ready to do this. It's been a long journey, but we're ready to get started. I've got my cutting wheel set up. One thing I'll give a heads up on, if you're having trouble centering the cutting disc on the mandrel, if you just loosen it up while it's on the tool, you can kind of run the tool at very slow speeds and kind of like put your finger on there. This will hopefully center that thing, and then you just tighten it up right where it sits. I wasn't able to line it up by eye, but once I got it on there with that method, that worked great, and it's really centered now. Alright, so we're cutting Boulder opal, or we're going to be attempting to. This is all a learning process, so we're going to have fails, we're going to have fun, we're going to have frantic adventures with opal. It's going to be exciting to see how this one turns out. What I'm trying to do is just cut the tip of this one off. So this area right here is what we're trying to cut off today. I'm kind of picking this piece out because I think this is a bit of material in the back here that's not going to be of any use to me. And just for our testing purposes and trying this out, seeing how this goes, we're going to try to cut Boulder opal with a diamond cutting wheel attached to a Foredom TX series motor. And all right, let's get ready to do it. I've got a little bit of water that's going to be dripping down here. And that'll help us. This isn't as wet as I would have liked it, because you can see it's kind of like, hey, it looks like the top of someone's pool here. But it's actually kind of a foam matting that I put in there that I thought was going to be giving me enough leeway to work with the material without having to put so much pressure directly on it. This material kind of is a little bit delicate in that regard. Not super delicate. It is ironstone, but we just don't want to be putting it directly on the table, I don't think. Okay, so here we go. I could be mistaken, but I think we just did it. I think we cut some opal. That's great. Well, that actually goes pretty quickly, as long as you're not doing anything that is around anything too delicate. But I'm pretty impressed. Now let's see what we got. We were kind of cutting at an angle because of how this is set up right now, but that's the piece we cut. And here is the work we did. Now the tool is jumping around on me a little bit, and part of that is inexperience. This is what we're here to figure out. As you can see, I cut in to the top a little bit too far, and then I ended up cutting over. I think the mandrel it got uncentered again, so that's probably why that happened. So it might be worthwhile to recenter the mandrel throughout your cutting session if you notice it gets off. Actually, I don't think it did. It seems pretty good. I don't know. So yeah, that's exciting though. This pad actually worked out a lot better than I thought it was going to. It kept the water in place. I don't know. I mean, it just seemed to do really well. And I didn't cut through it, so that's good. So this is, all in all, I don't think I was too far off in my attempt here. But as first things go, you know, there's probably a lot of room for improvement here, as you're probably thinking to yourself while you're watching this. But yeah, that's not a bad way to go about it. I didn't feel the piece heat up at all. I was going pretty slow there for a little bit, but you can go up in speeds on this thing, and it didn't seem to be too much for it, I'll say that. There was one time where I kind of wondered if the mandrel was centered in the collet, but when it's not under load, I don't see anything that would make me think it wasn't centered. But yeah, what do you think? Did I do good here? I don't know. There's the opal that we wanted to save on the back end of the stone. We might even do another cut on this piece. There is a small vein of opal running through the bottom of the stone here. Maybe we can just do a cut and kind of preform it so that if we're going to be trying to get into that later, it'll be all set up for us. Well, thanks for watching.